Hey everybody, welcome to the Video Game Show, Video Game of the Week. This week's Video Game of the Week is Assassin's Creed Unity. So last year, Assassin's Creed Unity came out. Also, that came out with it was Assassin's Creed Rogue, but on last-gen consoles. This Assassin's Creed Unity is on this gen of consoles. I went directly into Unity with this console. I put off Rogue for a little bit. Probably gonna play it in a few months. But I went into this one. I stopped for a little while at the beginning because I got my hands on Dragon Age Inquisition and a few other games, and I decided to play those first. That was a big mistake on my part, because when I came back to this game about a month and a half ago, I had forgotten what some of the main things were going on in the beginning of the game. And I will be honest about that. I kind of forgot some of the stuff. It took a good portion of the game for me to remember what was going on, remember names, remember places. And some of those people, places, things like that never came back to me. Now I'm gonna say it's a little bit of a mistake on my part, but at the same time, there are so many characters in this game that were not memorable that's why I forgot them. The story, it has a nice little thing with Elise and Arno. I like that relationship between the two. I definitely felt that towards the middle to end of the game that she was gonna double cross him. Just the way that their conversations went, it felt like she was gonna double cross him. And at one point she does something, I wouldn't consider it double crossing him, but it's something that's kind of predictable that happens in movies and video games a lot actually. And I thought maybe somewhere before that she was gonna just double cross him just because of their conversations. But overall, the relationship seemed nice. It was interesting. Their back and forth, their dialogue, the rehashing of their past. I actually liked it. I was interested in it. I wish it went further. I wish it went deeper. And the reason I say it is because there was actual letters at my main villa from her, and it was like, I haven't seen her in the game since she was a kid, but yet I'm getting letters from her. And then at one point, when I'm playing it, I go to read one of the letters, and she's outwardly claiming that she's a Templar to me being an assassin. I was like, when the heck did that become public knowledge? There were little parts in the story though, even though I liked it, with Elise, it was like, what's going on here? How did that happen? Did I miss something? And I think that this happened throughout the game for me. I just kept on coming to parts where I was like, what the heck is going on? And believe me when I say this, when I did the first part of the game, all I did was up into the credits where it said, where the first maybe hour of the game, like getting to the point where you became an adult after it says Assassin's Creed Unity. And so I didn't miss much of the game. I played most of the game in this last month and a half. I'd say a good 90% of it is what I played in this month and a half. And there were so many parts that just stuck out like a sore thumb that weren't explained, that to me were like, that came out of nowhere, and not in a good way, like surprising me. That I was like, what the hell's going on? Again, a lot of characters weren't memorable on top of that. Other than that, I always have had an affinity towards the Assassin's Creed franchise. I really enjoy it for the most part, but this one, I felt that this was going to be their first entry that was going to be completely on the new gen of consoles. And I feel like they dropped the ball on this one. They try to, every time, they try to add stuff in instead of just fixing what needs to be fixed first. And I think that's a problem that Ubisoft has with this series. They're getting to the point where they're putting the cart before the horse instead of making sure the horse is fed, making sure the horse has a good pair of shoes on. They're giving us this game, and I'm not going to say that I had a bunch of bugs. In fact, I didn't have any of the bugs. I just think that they have to more finely tune the gameplay mechanics of these games before they continue to push them out. They keep pushing these games on us. And as much as I enjoy the lore, I enjoy the time, the setting of these games, they keep putting them out with controls, gameplay mechanics that are not tight. They're not as tight as you want them to be. They've gotten looser to me, I feel, when every time they add something in there. I did like that they added the downward parkour option, but at the same time, I almost went around for most of the game holding the downward parkour button just so I don't run onto a wall by accident. Because there were so many points in this game where I'd be chasing somebody, then all of a sudden I'm on the freaking wall climbing up and the guy's getting away over there. I'm like, what the heck? There has to be some kind of mechanic built in, and they have to figure this out where if I'm chasing a guy, it says chase. If he's 15 meters in front of me, why the hell am I gonna climb up a roof? Up a building? There's no reason to. There's got to be some kind of mechanic algorithm in there that takes into account where I'm at in the map with what task at hand I'm doing. If it's a mission, then it knocks out some of the options of things I could do. Because yeah, again, the downward parkour, nice. Upward parkour, nice. But the fact that it tried to add in these angular parkour things, it like the hitboxes or whatever the points were where it would pick up this angular parkour, it was like a shotgun scatter shot, like all over the map were points where you could do this diagonal kind of parkour, and it pissed me off because I had to actively focus on trying to run straight in this game without running onto a building, especially through those tight corners and things like that. I really love these games, but they need to iron out these wrinkles before they push out another one and they push out more abilities or tricks to the trade that you can do with your character without ironing these past abilities or past tactics. For me, it's the biggest downfall in this game, aside from the fact like the characters were memorable. There were story points that just came out of nowhere, and the ending was very lackluster. The end battle was very easy. It literally takes, the end battle takes, I don't know what, 30 seconds. And so for me, that was crap. I was really annoyed with the fact that was so quick, and it was just boom, it's over. So they have a lot of things they have to, you know, iron out with this game, with this franchise. I really hope they sometime soon get back to the Desmond storyline in the aspect of like what's going on in present times. I don't want to keep being this guy that's testing technology for the assassins from my own living room. I don't want to be that. I want to find out what's happening in the story. I want the endpoint. I want to know what that endpoint is. If they want to do that endpoint and then just continue doing these, I would love that. That would be cool. But you know what? I bought into this coming together of me being an animus for a reason, because it affected the world as a whole, and now it has nothing to do with the world as a whole on the outside of being my test animus or whatever we're in playing these games now. So those are a few things I really want them to iron out. Like I said, I really love the series. I've always had an affinity towards it. There are many positives about these games, but overall with this game, there was more negative things that stood out to me than positive. Will I play this game? Probably not for a while, because I don't see myself going back to this particular game for a while. So with all that being said, I would have to say that this game is purely a rent. If you go through the main missions, you'll get through this with like a couple days from Redbox. I took a lot longer because I kept getting sidetracked because the map is so damn cluttered with a million damn things on it. And that's another thing that I think affects the story. When they start putting out all the things on the map just like for like it's free reign, I don't like that. I want them to go back to what they used to, where they used to open up progressively throughout the story. The map would get bigger throughout the story. I liked that and I missed that. That kept the story tighter and more fluid than how they're doing it now. Now it's not that way at all. I haven't been able to play any of the co-op missions either with this game, so I am lacking on that aspect. At this point in time, I didn't have many people ever come up to me and say, hey, you want to play a co-op mission? Because they actually can ask you in the game. So with that being said, like it doesn't weigh too heavily in my opinion of the game. I really wanted to do that co-op when I saw it announced, but oh well. Maybe in future editions we can do that and they will be more fluid and better made. I would say that this game is purely a rent. If you go straight through the story missions, you will be able to beat this game within a few days from Redbox. That's not going to cost you much money. I don't think this is worth the buy, so I'm going to stick with that. Rent this. Do not buy this game, guys. Go out to the Redbox, go pay a few bucks, rent it for a few days, rent it for one day and see what you think of it actually, and then go from there. Considering what I just said, this game was a big disappointment to me. I'm not going to say that it was terrible, it's not great. I would say this is an average game. It's an average game. I was really hoping for better, but oh well. It's how the cookie crumbles sometimes, guys. Alright guys, so that's it for the Video Game Show Video Game of the Week. Remember to click the like, share, subscribe buttons down below. Leave your comments, questions, suggestions in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about Assassin's Creed Unity. Let's have a great conversation this week. We'll see you next time. Peace.